What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. My name's Ryan. I like to post about pretty much everything under the sun, anything that has helped me in my life. I like to share with you guys. I want to share with you something that has come to my attention, some information that's actually going to cause it's going to cause me to move. So I'm actually moving. I never shared this, but I live with a roommate right now. I live here in this house. It's a really nice house with a roommate. And my roommate just told me yesterday that around August or September, he's going to be taking a new opportunity that's going to lead him to have to move to a new city, and that he wasn't going to keep the house. And so, I've really grown comfortable here. I've got my own backyard. I've got a garage. I got garage space. Before I was living here, I lived in an apartment where I felt so closed in. I felt like I couldn't really like, and this was all mental, by the way. This was definitely all mental because there was nothing stopping me. But when I was living in the apartment, I wasn't making these videos. I wasn't making videos like this. I felt too shy. I was like, oh, my neighbors are going to hear me through the walls, and like it's going to be so embarrassing, and like the walls are so thin and I can hear them, so they're definitely going to be able to hear me. And I'm going to be the weird YouTube guy that lives in the next door apartment. But like I'm coming to realize that there's nothing that's going to stop me from continuing to give life everything that I have but me. It's always going to be me that stops me. If there's something that stops me, that's what it's going to be. It always comes down to that. And it's the same in your life. I mean, I don't want to go too far to say that I know exactly what's going on in your life, but I just know that from my own experience, that any excuse I ever came up with was always an excuse. It was never the actual truth of like the reality, right? And so I was sitting here thinking a couple of days ago, I'm like, man, like I'm gonna have to find a new place. It's gonna be so much more expensive because I'm like, he cut me a deal here. Like I'm really not paying too much. It's very affordable to live here, and I get so much out of it. I was like, man, that's all gonna come to an end. I'm gonna have to find like a new place to live, and it's gonna be so much more expensive. And then I was considering, guys, now I'm 29 years old, and I haven't lived at home for years now, like years. I think I moved out. I must have been like 2022. And the only reason I was living there after high school and college is because I went to college, and when I came back home, I didn't have a place to stay yet. So I was there temporarily, and then my roommate, or not my roommate, but my cousin let me know that they were looking for a new person to move into their house with his roommate. And so I was living in the house with my cousin and his friend. And then after that, I was like, you know what? Let me just get my own place. There's no way. I was like, there's no way that I'm moving back in with my parents. Like, I love my mom. I love my parents. I love my stepdad. I love my sisters and my dogs and all that stuff, or their dogs, family dogs. But I just knew, and I'm like drawing upon the memories of back then, how much I didn't want to live there, how much I hated living there. I don't want to use the word hate, but how difficult it was to really let myself be free in the home that built me, basically. You know what I mean? Like built me in my early years up to 18 to 20. And I do think that as part of an adult, like part of growing into the person you're supposed to be is getting away, getting out of the nest, and finding your own place in the world, finding out who it is you're supposed to be. Who would you be if it was your choice? Who would you be without consideration for the opinions of other people? Mainly like your parents, like, because they had a big deal to do, a big deal in how you developed. But you still have a chance after you move out to then build a life that you're proud of, build a person that you're proud of, if that's something you wanted to do, if you feel like you could be more, if you feel like you didn't do that when you were living with your parents, when you were living under their roof. And so to think of going back home now, just because it would help me save money, because I do have this goal to move to a new country for a year under a visa and learn how to surf. And really, forget just learning how to surf. I want to be by the beach and I want to be in this beautiful place. And I have this dream and it's going to cost me money because, well, it costs money for the plane ticket and having to stay there, of course. But I also have this debt that I'm paying off. And no doubt, moving in with my parents would make this so much easier. Moving in with my parents would make it would relieve so much pressure off my shoulders to know that every dollar, or for a large majority of my income, is can go towards paying off that debt. And I know it would happen quicker. I know it would happen with less stress, with less effort, with less time. And the big but is that none of that comes with no strings attached. If you live with your parents, and you also know that if you lived outside of their house and had to come back, you know that living at the house, living at home, never is with no strings attached. There's always something there that looms over you. Whether you're a guy or a girl, I think mainly it's a guy thing. I think this is mainly a man's experience, that to move back in with your parents when you don't have to, like when you're really like you're able-bodied, you can go work extra jobs if you have to. You can make it work on your own, but still, that moving back in with your parents just because it's a convenient thing and because they're letting you, and that'd be so easy. It leaves out this filament, this film of like shame, and it's definitely internal. It's not anything that other people are looking at you, because if you're really honest with yourself, you know that you're taking advantage of them. You're taking advantage of your old parents who probably would be more than happy to have an extra body at the house. Make it feel less lonely. You can kind of you have someone there to talk to, someone to help around the house, someone to even help with the rent if that's the arrangement that you guys come up with. But it's never like there's nothing. That's just not the case. That's just not the case, and I know that. And when I'm honest with myself, that completely rules out the option. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have to get my own place, and I'm gonna make this a positive, because I'm not gonna get a fancy apartment. This is a launch pad. This is just a place to live, just a place to sleep. I just need a place to rest my head at night. And I've considered just living out of my car, but there's no reason to go that hard. There's no reason to go that crazy. You can find a decent apartment. It might be in a bad side of town. You might have some sketchy figures around, but that should be of no concern to you. Do what you have to do every day, and pay other people no mind. Just go to work, do your job, work out, keep yourself well, take care of your family, go home, sleep. You don't need to be at the house for an extended period of time. That's another thing, is like this neighborhood I'm in is a super nice neighborhood. I don't have to worry about like anything that being in a bad neighborhood would be, like leaving my car unlocked or leaving my car outside, or being worried that packages are going to be stolen or something like that. And so that's also something I'm leaving behind. But it's still worth it. It's still worth being in a less safe place if it means that I feel comfortable about myself, if it means that I'm proud of myself, if it means that I know that I'm doing it on my own, that these steps that I'm taking, they're going to be worth it. Like, they're building character. I'm doing this for the future me. It's not supposed to look pretty the whole time, right? And so I just want to egg you guys on. I want to encourage you. I want to support you on your journey, because I know that it's not always easy. I know that sometimes you're riding real high and life seems like it's just going to be on an upward trajectory the whole time. But I want to remind you that can be true if it's true in your mind, and that's the only place that it needs to be true, because you give meaning to things. You're the one that gives life meaning. You're the one that gives life meaning in your own life, right? In your own life. And so to think of, oh, what are they going to think of me if I move to this place that's like on this sketchy part of town, and I feel like I'm moving backwards, and wouldn't it be so easy if I just moved back at home, and I'd be able to save so much money. I could even put it towards a house and all this different stuff. That's the point where you can be honest with yourself and ask yourself, is this something that I want, or is this something that I feel that other people are expecting of me? Is this something that I think that would make me look successful in the eyes of other people? Or is this really what I want? And if you're honest with yourself, 9 times out of 10, it's usually not the safe route, the more secure route, the route that would look good, amazing even on paper, is not the route that actually calls you. It's not the route that's calling your soul to do something that's unique to you. And you have to follow that voice. You have to follow that voice. It'll be okay. You'll see. Just trust it, right? And so I just want to leave you guys with that. We're all in this together. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. If you like this video, give it a like. I appreciate the support. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.